No, let it run.
Are we ready? You wanna roll?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good afternoon. This is the November 19th Board of Health meeting. Quorum is present. Just to remind everybody, this is being recorded by audio and video. Since there's no public comment, we have nobody here except staff. We'll start with a review of the minutes. Any edits or changes?
I'm good.
Motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Good on the minutes.
So, Director's report, just one quick update. We've had our budget meeting today. It looks like we're going to be approved for another vehicle and another inspector. So that's good news. It'll help with some of our burden, the inspection burden. As some of you may know, in the last report I offered, the written report, it showed that we did 2,600 inspections last fiscal year. And this fiscal year, we're already on track to blow that out of the water. So having another full-time inspector will be really helpful.
Do we have someone lined up for the job?
We do not, but there's been a lot of interest already.
Okay.
People have been asking about it. So I think that once we post the position closer to this coming fiscal year, closer to July, we'll get a good amount of applications.
Is it full-time?
It'll be full-time, 40 hours a week.
And that wouldn't be they wouldn't start until July.
Yeah, technically July 1st, but if we can find some of the funding, we can maybe start it earlier. It depends on the vote of town meeting. So we won't know for sure unless town meeting votes yes on it on April 1st.
Well, wouldn't the inspections though have to be done and completed before July?
But we're still doing all of our inspections.
Yeah.
We're just we would be getting another inspector to reduce the burden.
Okay.
Be a big help.
It'll be a
Right.
huge help. So we had over the past 3 years, we've increased Hank, his size. He went from 15 weeks to 30 weeks, and now he's up to 40 weeks. So and even then, we're still just barely keeping up. And there are still some inspections we're not doing because of that.
Right.
So
Would Hank stay on?
yes,
And
yes, we would still have. It would be myself, the director, the deputy director, the current inspector, and then another full-time inspector and the seasonal inspector. And our intern program is getting funded as well, but we can always apply for more grants and we can always look for more funding.
good.
So that's good news for us. So we'll know for sure coming April 1st.
That gets voted on by the taxpayer.
The public.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else in there?
No, nothing that it's just it's been this construction boom has just been completely unprecedented. With showing no signs of slowing down. Art has plenty of septic system on septic systems on his desk. I have a lot of building reviews on my desk, and Kathy is just drowning in food inspection plan reviews. It's not slowing down. Housing issues are also kind of picking up as well,
Yeah.
even well into the off season. So we're really surprised.
All right, great. Request for 8th grade waive of fees.
Yes, so they're looking to do a few fundraising events, basically bake sales and things like that. Currently, the fee is $50, which is more than what they're likely to make in a single bake sale. So, considering it's for the school, we're requesting the waiver.
Waiving the fee, not the permit.
Yes, the fee. They're still getting the permit, just the fee.
You guys?
Make a motion approved?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Stover, 63 Cato Lane.
Yes, it's just a loan, septic betterment loan, no objections,
Yeah, pretty,
pretty straightforward.
yeah.
Is this a There's been sewer there all
Yep,
along, right?
it's a septic to sewer. This one is a septic to sewer.
Right, most of those houses on the left-hand side when you turn in off of Bartlett
Yeah,
were on septic up until you hit, the other subdivision.
yeah,
And then they're just, they're extending the line. The Army boy that owns property connected to the line, and these guys are gonna keep on
Mm-hmm.
bringing it up the road, cause I know there's another friend of mine that's at 67, he's doing the same thing, so,
I think it's cheaper to continue the line than to redo the
Okay.
system.
yeah. I get a motion for approval,
I'll move to approve.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Loan's approved. Ratification, 36 Essex.
There's two other loans that need to
Oh,
be
is it?
Yeah, Keel Lane and Ahab Drive.
Did I skip over those?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Okay, so 63 is good. You wanna start with 6 Keel?
Yes, same septic to sewer, no objections. It's what we want people to do. The same, the two are no objections, both of them.
And I think Keel's on the other side of that.
Mm-hmm.
Friendship, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
yeah, Keels in Mizmash.
Mizmash,
Off
yeah.
Mhm.
Mizmash, yeah.
I get a motion to approve 6 Keel.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 8 Ahab. This is no sewer there, just
Yeah.
septic repair.
Septic repair, no objections on this one.
Motion to approve.
I'll move to
Motion
approve.
approved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Now we can do 36 Essex, so
Yes, so this Essex Road,
What about Cato?
we did Cato
We just-
first.
we did
it
Cato,
first,
yeah.
okay, all right.
we just took it out of order.
Yeah.
36 Essex Road, we got called there by Mr. Perlman, Sheriff Perlman. There was an eviction going on. And when he went in, he saw the conditions of the property. There was no heat, no hot water, no electricity, which is unhabitable conditions. So we had to do an emergency condemnation. We're looking for the ratification. I believe the order letter is in the packet.
So he's gone.
It's gone. It's uninhabited now. It's padlocked. But until they repair it all, it can't be habitable.
Has there been any talk to repair it? Or?
Yes, I have been in contact with the caretaking office that they have. Unfortunately, they're an off-island contractor,
Oh, yeah.
so they're bringing people here to live in the unit in front
Right,
and repair the unit in the back, and then they're rehabbing it until they'll sell it.
okay.
So what we need to do is
So what do we need for this? Just approve the condemnation?
Just an approval of the condemnation.
I make a motion to approve.
all in favor?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I want, how much, if any, of the new sewer lines that have been put in or hooked up?
How many of them are active?
Yeah.
You're asking? Tashima, McLean,
Green Meadow.
Green Meadow. They're almost done with.
Actually, people are tied in.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
they're
well, we
act-
can start to. Yeah.
They've gotten the letters saying that they're supposed to be tying in. We've
Oh,
gotten a
okay.
few permits coming up. But yeah, as far as the health department's concerned, we've only received about 2 abandonment permits, or 3 now in the past month.
In those areas,
Yeah,
I would.
How
Yeah.
about in
I think it was
Montmorency,
just like 2 or 3.
in Gardner Road, places like that, they're not done?
They're not active yet.
So
No.
Dave's-
later this spring.
Yeah,
possibly.
Dave's
Yes.
thinking somewhere around April, I think he said.
Yeah, the Tashima Green Meadows and all that area, they've already had their pump stations active. They were just tying into an already existing force.
That's gravity.
Yeah, and gravity.
Yeah.
Whereas that area in Gardner and everything, they need to build an entire new pump
Now,
station.
is there any, I heard some talk about the town might kick in for the pumps or something like that. Is there any,
That I don't know.
That
That's
was
up in
a
the air right now.
program, but I.
well, people,
I don't know if
people
it's
ask me.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what to say. I know there was talk about it in the beginning,
Yeah, tell them to contact Erica Mooney or David Gray because there was talk about it. I just don't know if that was ever voted in. I think there was a approval by the select board to subsidize some of it so that they don't have to pay full cost.
So, I mean, is the onus of the pump and the size of the pump and everything on the owner, or is it specified what the town requires?
Well, it'd be more like what they want you to put in, and I think, talking to Dave, they know what they want, and then they would actually RFP for the companies that are gonna provide the pumps. He's working on it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 100%. I don't know what it.
Cause I know someone talked to Jay Jones from Plumber Supply about the whole thing. I just didn't
Yeah,
know.
well, they're in,
For the affordable housing, was it Sachem Path that they were
For the
requesting?
For the affordable housing, they requested a waiver of all the fees
Right.
and the pumps. I don't think the Board of Selectmen has taken an official vote on it yet. When it was brought up 3 weeks ago, I believe, the board said they needed some time to deliberate in executive session first.
is that for Surfside Crossing?
No, this one was just for Sachem's.
Sachem's is all done.
Yeah. So, but they were still getting charged the privilege
The
fee.
affordable units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone was getting charged the privilege fee and the connection fee. So they're asking for a waiver of the privilege fee, and I don't believe they've taken a vote on it yet.
You can
But
see
only the
maybe
select
they
board can do that.
Affordable ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the compromise was going to be 50%. That was what was discussed in open session, but I don't think they took a vote yet. But the select board is the board of sewer commissioners as well, so they set that fee. Any other updates?
Got anything on? No? Any other updates?
Could I ask 2 questions?
Yes.
One, a summer resident asked me about fluoridation of our water. And I remember this years ago, being brought up to the Board of Health. Dr. Gray, and we don't have fluoride in the water.
We don't actively add
Add it.
fluoride to the water
Okay.
because there is a naturally occurring amount of fluoride that is already at the
Okay.
level that we would add fluoride to.
Okay.
So if you look at the annual report that you get in your water company, the background level of fluoride is at 1.6 parts per million. When people add fluoride to the water, it would be at 1.5.
Okay.
So we already have fluoride in our water.
Okay.
We don't actively add fluoride.
Yeah, they came in and was trying to propose,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then not Mark, but Bob,
Mm-hmm.
they would have been
Yeah.
against.
He said
doing
no. I
anything.
remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I think Malcolm asked them for their data.
Yes, he
Never-
did,
and they
that's
never
right.
came back.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Well, they test for it, and I've seen when my
No, asked the people who wanted it to
Oh.
provide their data as to
And they
why
never
the
did it.
board should support
What
it.
it-
Got it,
and
got
they
it.
Never came back with anything.
No.
yeah, it's a moot point anyway. We already have a background level of fluoride that's comparable.
So it's ample. It's an ample amount. They don't have to.
Yeah.
And could you just explain to me, because I just received notice of it, that there's a resilience program, community resilience program?
Coastal
in-
resiliency.
Coastal, sorry. And could you just explain to me
Yes.
the parameters of that?
So, over the last year and a half or so, when Chuck was the capital programs manager, Chuck Larson, he was looking into climate change and how it's going to affect the island. And one of the things that they're looking at is the NOAA, NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, for the record. When NOAA released their reports about 20 years ago of climate change, they said it would take about 100 years. And recently, about 3 years ago, they said they were wrong. It's actually accelerated, and they're thinking it's going to take 50 years. So they think that by like around 2035, 2040, sea levels will have risen about 5 feet, which for Nantucket, that's devastating. So Chuck went out and started looking into coastal resiliency, which is how we would be able to maintain our economy, which we are mainly a tourist economy, and majority of our taxes come from waterfront property. If sea levels rise 5 feet, we lose all of the Hulbert Avenue neighborhood. We would lose half of Matticat. So it's a matter of how do we fight this? So we're into very preliminary stages right now. We're just trying to gather data and look into information. There is a coastal resiliency program meeting in January. January 8th. Thank you. I was going to say the 9th, but yes, the 8th. And it's an all-day session where they're going to lay out proposals, strategy proposals and ask for feedback and information on that.
Thank you.
Yes.
How about the tobacco regs?
Yes. We have a tobacco regulation public hearing scheduled for the 13th, December. It will be in the Wannacomet Water Company conference room.
Oh, that's where the meeting is.
Yeah.
I got a call from the girl in water company, said you're gonna be meeting with us. I said, really? That's not what I heard from.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where I was gonna go today.
That's on December 13th. We are the only change to the regulations. There's 2 specific regulations that define age. One is for tobacco and the other one was for nicotine delivery products, which includes vape and things like that. And it also includes marijuana. Both of those regulations are up, and the only thing we're changing is the definition of age from legal buying age from age 18 to age 21 to mirror the state, which has already passed to 21.
Was it today or is it tomorrow, the first store for marijuana?
Tomorrow. Tuesday. The first retail marijuana stores in Massachusetts on the East Coast are opening tomorrow. I don't remember the exact stores.
Some small town in the western part of Massachusetts, Lancaster?
Lancaster, I believe.
Leicester.
Leicester.
Leicester, you're right.
Yeah, Leicester. Yeah, Leicester, something like that. They're the first one. So.
How is it following suit with us eventually?
With us, as far as marijuana goes, marijuana laws already require you to be 21 to even enter the building, let alone buy anything. It shouldn't affect us that much. The Green Lady, which is the medical dispensary and has already applied for the retail license, I believe they've already been approved for a retail. We haven't received a timeline for when they're planning on opening. The original estimate was going to be this January, but we haven't received the confirmation on that lately. The construction, to my knowledge, is still going pretty slow. So I don't even think they're in the growing phases yet. So January seems very ambitious. So I can connect with Rupert and Nicole to see when they're planning on opening, and they're on Amelia Drive. And then the other 2 applications, the Mass Medi Spa, which is now going by the name of The Botanist. They're owned by the Acreage Holdings, which is the company out of Colorado. They are looking to open theirs sometime in 2019. They don't have an exact date yet. We met with them about 2 weeks ago. They're also off of Old South Road, in the same approximate area. And then the Act Natural, which is the local group with Mr. DaCosta and Mike Sullivan. That group, they are also looking for a 2019 opening, but they also don't have a set plan yet. They haven't even started construction. Neither Acreage nor Act Natural has started construction.
Wanted to ask Helene is about the mosquito control. It seems we
I don't
haven't
know
heard.
what's happened in the legislature, but they didn't expect there to be any resistance to get us out from under the State Reclamation Board.
Then we'd be able to have our own
Yeah, just run around.
Yeah, I'm just running ourselves. We haven't heard any. I haven't heard anything back. I'll connect with Rob to see if he's heard anything.
Yeah, because we have a really good company that we're working with,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
program is really good.
Yeah, VDCI. Actually, I was at a conference last week, and I was talking to the health director in Plymouth, and they specifically asked, do we do aerial spraying because they know we have the salt marshes and our salt marsh mosquitoes are rough. And I said our larviciding program is so proactive and so good that we haven't had to do spraying. The Cape has had a terrible year this year for West Nile and Tripoli. We didn't even have a single positive case on the island because our program is going so well because we're not working with the same method as they are on the Cape.
How about deer? I mean, nothing going on?
We've between Malcolm and I, we wrote that letter to the state. I don't know if Malcolm ever sent that yet. I don't know if he has sent it yet. I think
How
he's.
about deer on the island? They donating any to?
Hank is supposed to be here, but Hank has been dealing with the donation program. Dylan Wallace is doing the donations, and we're waiting for shotgun season, which is
Not Monday?
yeah.
You know, the part of the problem is, we'd love to have it for the 12 weeks of deer season, but, from a food safety standpoint, in early fall, it's so warm. The other side is these guys can't drop everything they're doing to cut, deer for the feed that they're getting. So, and the guy who donates the space can't give it to us for 12 weeks. He can give it to us, so let's, the other side is let's make the 3 weeks a success before we start going outside of that 3 weeks or a month. And especially when the temperatures are colder at that time too, and food safety is a little easier then. So, it's coming up, right?
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Yeah, soon.
And
It's Monday. So
Yeah.
yeah.
and last year we had a little bit smaller take than the year before, but it is still a consistent program.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Motion to adjourn?
Mhm.
Okay. That's
Perfect.
it.
This is right.